Hey, what's up, guys? I know it's been a while, but school has been crazy this semester. And if it wasn't for, these crazy events that have been going on, I wouldn't be able to catch up to this video. I didn't intend to fall behind, obviously. It seems like every semester gets tougher. I didn't plan on making a video that talks about, the events that are going on right now. However, it's kind of hard to avoid it and to even bring it up because it is affecting everybody. It's affecting all of us right now. Some of us more than others, I imagine. The reason I'm bringing it up right now is these next few interviews you're gonna see have been filmed before all this took place. It's kind of weird because it's like a whole different world from what we're experiencing right now. We're talking, we're hanging out in this, and you see other people together, and we're promoting jam sessions, and right now that's just not a reality for anybody. I kind of see more how much this has affected not only the magic community, because it's this relies on gathering with people. Performing magic is performing for others, and usually the best magic is right in front of people. And there are other professions out there that have been deeply affected. However, I have seen the switch. A lot of magicians are going to social media, and that's something I don't want to get into too much. But it is funny to see people who used to talk crap about, I mean, there's no easy way to say it, but talk crap about social media magic, and now, that's what they're doing because, you take one thing away, you're gonna find another way to do it, especially if it's something you love. And I'm not saying that it's bad that they're doing that. This is great as far as the social media community. I have a lot of friends on social media who perform magic, and actually a lot of this has kept us more in contact with each other, which I think is pretty awesome, now that you're not distracted by the everyday things that we have going on with our lives. However, like I said, I don't plan on talking about this too much, so I'm gonna bring you to this video, and you should have some more videos coming, within the next week. Let me know what you think down below. Just if you have something to say about, anything about social media magic, anything that's going on, anything about this video in particular. If you want to know some details that I didn't cover for when or if it ever goes back to normal, which I don't think it will. The world's in a different place now. This has opened a lot of people's eyes to the reality, that we're not invincible. This is, Mother Nature's world, I guess, if you want to go with that. When something like this happens, it affects everybody, There are no borders to this. Anyways, let me know what you think. If you like what you see, hit like, hit the subscribe button if you want to see more, brought to you without me having to search out you guys. No. But anyways, let's get to the video. All right, see you guys later. Hey, what's up, guys? This is Elton, here today at Labobatory out here in Pasadena. Elton is the founder of the Labobatory, and he is also a magician and kind of like an entrepreneur, I would say, because of the business he's running. And I don't know, tell us a little bit about yourself, pretty much.
I own a boba shop, 2 boba shops now. Just do have a lot of magician friends, and I love magic myself. Been doing it for 13 years. Used to be a junior member back in the day of the Magic Castle. Now I'm an adult member, so I hang out there whenever I get a chance. And then just have a bunch of, half my friends are magicians, so magic's a big part of my life. More than just a hobby, I'd say it's definitely a passion, creative art form that I thoroughly enjoy.
And you can definitely see the influence here in the shop and stuff. It's kind of like, I don't know, the atmosphere is created for magic.
Really, we'll show them the stamp card later.
How'd you get started in magic?
So I was in high school. YouTube kind of just became a thing, and there was this trick where this guy waves his hand over the card, and he's like, "Hezbollah."
I am Kazam.
whatever, right? And I think the trick is called like the Chicago opener, but I ended up just like dissecting that video, like watched it over and over, and then until I could do it. And I went to school the next day, and then I did it for like from first period to sixth period. And I was just basically kind of got addicted to that feeling of just like doing magic that day. And then I went home every night, learned the new trick for like almost all of like my senior year in high school. I got
reverse engineered stuff from
yeah,
YouTube.
kind of. And then I discovered like penguinmagic.com back in the day. Before it was just like you could buy stuff.
Yeah.
And then other websites came along later. The Illusionist, like in its rawest, earliest form, was like barely around.
Yeah, back in those like Matrix cover days.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. How long you been doing magic?
Like around 13 years. Kind of like very, I went on a surge early in high school and then kind of plateaued a lot because I only knew of myself. And then I met another friend that was a Magic Castle member, junior member at the time, and he convinced me to join, and I joined, and kind of, went through life, went through college, and then studied like business and stuff that was very much stagnant in my growth in Magic until like I think more recently in the last like 2-3 years, really taking that and meeting all the right people to make that growth, to kind of foster growth in Magic and really developing even more passion for Magic over the years.
See, and that's the point of the channel, and I keep saying that every episode. It's here to bring the community together a little bit, so everybody kind of gets to know each other, and I think that is what progresses Magic.
Yes.
Knowing the right people and people that will help you get through that kind of stuff.
Like to me, like without like a community, I don't think I would really go anywhere in Magic. I mean, there's like online communities and things like that, but I think it was just kind of being physically present with other people that were so, at first it was like, oh my God, other magicians, and they're all really good at what they do and their own thing. But now it's just like about, we put all that like magician ego aside.
Yeah.
It's just kind of having fun, and we all love the same thing. We all love the same aspects of Magic, and the joy we can just like bring to people with just a deck of cards in our pocket. So that's kind of
or
what
coins or sponge balls.
Yeah.
So you've been doing it for you said 13 years about, and you got this business going. Like what motivates you to pursue that? Is it the community like we're talking about? Or,
definitely love like bridging the gap between people and just like connecting people in a way, like especially over BOBA. As I love BOBA is like my other great passion, and it's just like the perfect place to hang out. And what better place to hang out, with my favorite people than over my favorite drink, BOBA. So normally I ask people what their profession is outside of Magic, but we know that you own these boba shops. How does that work for you? Combining the two things, like how do you find the time to run business and still? I kind of don't, but it's hard. It's definitely been hard because I have weeks and weeks where I just am focused on the business, especially recently opening the second store. I haven't really had time to even perform or do any magic or anything. So it's nice to just even have the Thursday night jams here, especially because this is the only time I really get to even work on magic at all. But it's nice to have that like ability to just do two things I love in as big of a way as possible, and it kind of just feel very lucky, very blessed to have that kind of lifestyle where I can just like be somehow running a boba shops and to be doing magic, like, and be able to grow with magic.
That's the best way to do it, is combine your work with what you love.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny,
find a way.
Because last summer I actually did like a bunch of nights at the 626 Night Market. I know them pretty well from doing boba there, but basically a booth there costs like a couple thousand for the weekend. So I didn't want to sell boba there. I didn't really want to pay for the booth, so I actually traded like bartering that I would perform at the night market for like a massive discount on the booth. So that's kind of how I almost got the booth for free, but then I was like obligated to a bunch of nights performing, like kind of like busking, but not really because it's already like paid for via discount. So kind of making money back in different ways. Like to me, not having to pay is the same as paying or getting paid.
Yeah.
So it kind of worked out that way.
It's kind of like just trading. You know?
Yeah, trading.
Yeah.
Kind of doing the best to really fuse the two skills together.
Yeah. I mean, that's just an example of what you can do with magic.
Yeah.
How you can use it to your benefit, I guess. Not in a shady way, but.
Yeah, I mean, it really works out. I mean, I could talk about it, you know?
Yeah. What about influences? Who influenced you the most outside of magic?
Outside of magic, I don't know. I feel like a lot of like filmmakers, when, you know, good film usually gets me going. I feel like, another thing for me, like lately, is just like I feel like it's more important to be good than great.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we get caught up in chasing greatness. I think for me, I'm just like good at making boba and good at magic, and I'm very happy with that. Like, you know, I don't have to be so ambitious about being great, like so great at something, but I kind of, you know, am good at these two things, which, you know what, I don't think, you know, I don't know anyone that has at least, you know, two qualities, traits. I mean, like that they do boba well and do magic well. I, you know, just try my best to like be myself, and that is myself. I'm a good magician and a good boba maker.
See, that reminds me of back when I was, you know, like 20 or something like that. I had this MMA class, and one of the owner coach, he once told us, because we were a small gym and there was gyms in the area that, you know, big names would train there, and his motivation for us was that people go to those gyms to be associated with greatness, and people come to our gym to be great. So it's like, you know, don't worry about that, just worry about yourself, and you will attain it, you know. It works out. Just focus on you. What about in magic? Who are some of your biggest influences?
I think early on, definitely David Blaine, back in the day.
Common answer.
I think I used to get criticized for being too much like him. I think like all the mannerisms, the way I walk up to people, and I'm just like, hey. Like I used to do that a lot more, and I didn't realize I was doing it just because I learned like directly from him, watching his videos. Like, early videos of him doing street magic was why I even do street magic in the first place. And I think for me, like he was all the motivation.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, when you think of street magic, you think of those videos.
Yeah,
like
and also just like the way he elevates like the game.
Yeah, and he's also a person that's like, you know, doesn't even always just chase magic. He's always trying to do something that pushes himself and his boundaries, which is cool. What about like, you know, resources? What are some of the best resources that you know that people can learn from?
I mean, all my resources is from other people usually, so I feel like, you know, having a network, just like people that you share magic with, is very important. But I think, I mean, just like online, there's websites, and for me, the Magic Castle Library, I should spend more time in there. I try to when I get a chance, but it's just like, through such little text, you can get so much out of like being able to do all sorts of stuff, you know.
And you know, that reminds me, because some of the other guests that I've had on here, we talk about videos and books, and you know, you started from videos, which
videos,
you know, I
kind
did
of
too.
not really, but from people. Like
and it's there's a lot of information in books, like you just said. You know, there's a lot of info there in the same sentence as, you know, the 5 seconds on a video. You know, and what I noticed is the video, it's great to see a visual of what you're trying to do. But the book leaves out a lot of the detail for your interpretation. And I think that's what makes the tricks your own most. You know, as opposed to just copying, like you were talking about David Blaine. You know, you become the next David Blaine doing that. But if you were to read that in the book, you would probably you would fill in the blanks with your own thoughts, I think.
a lot of times, yeah, that's kind of my greatest challenge of magic. A lot of times is creativity. I feel like an imposter performing other people's tricks that are really, really good and people find it amazing. But yeah, being able to like add that personal element to magic is kind of like been my greatest hurdle lately. I definitely want to be able to like, you know, do more things that
feel more creative.
Yeah, be more creative and do more things that is completely my own. So that's kind of my next stage of like development, is to really start to develop acts or, you know, effects that are, you know, original to me.
And I think that's you're doing it the right way. I think, you know, because, you know, even like big artists, they start with basic stuff that everybody else learns, or you know, they draw stuff from real life, and they get really good at it before they start messing with reality and changing it up.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. Right?
Yeah, and it's like as soon as you start to really find what works for you, your style, hopefully for me, like then I can really, you know, embrace who I am as a magician and to start to hopefully run away with it.
And I think it's gonna be cool because, you know, like I'm nowhere near as experienced as a lot of these people, but you know, when I see certain people, they have really good techniques, qualities, and everything that they bring to their magic. And someone like you, I think it's kind of exciting to see what your creativity will create.
We'll see. I don't know.
I think it's gonna be cool. I think you guys will see it. Pretty much. Okay, so we're getting to the end of the video here. Anything you want to talk about? Like, I know you guys have. You were talking about jams.
The jam's like actually right behind the camera, happening right now.
It started happening. You can notice it getting louder in here.
So yeah, definitely. I think it's like, for me, when I was, you know, I didn't start magic till I was like 17, but I think when I was 17, I wish I had other magicians around. I wasn't such like a lone wolf learning stuff on like penguinmagic.com by myself and then taking to school. I think when I first met like my friend Jeff Black, he was the first other magician I ever met, and that really like opened up a whole new world to me. And it wasn't just about like myself anymore as the magician, cool kid in school, but more so like there are other cool kids at other schools, and that we can really elevate each other, you know, through a community. And I try to host these jams here every Thursday, and we've been, you know, so far so good for 2 whole months now. I mean, it's tough. We're jamming till like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. sometimes, and I still have to clean up and mop after, you know, after everyone leaves. So
what he's saying is helping.
I mean, it'd be nice to see I didn't leave it too big of a mess. Everyone's very nice. But yeah, I'm hoping like, you know, that every Thursday is at Labobatory here in Pasadena. We jam, we talk magic, and we have a good time. So hopefully I invite you guys all to come out. Any magic enthusiasts, you know, in the area, passing through LA, Thursday night thing here at
I'm going to leave some information down below. You have like the Instagram for it, right? You want your personal Instagram on there?
Sure, yeah.
I mean, if you want to hit him up. He posts some cool stuff on there. You'll see some Labobatory stuff down there, and like you said, check it out. You'll see him here personally. You'll see a lot of these other people, which you'll see in a little bit. And maybe me at times when I come over.
Yeah, it's a long drive for you.
Yeah, it is.
Coming all the way out.
So, pretty much, thanks, man. Thanks for
you guys.
Talk to you guys later.